We welcome those of you who just joined us from Alabama, Texas. A close win for the Crimson Tide and competing styles here on the opening drive with a very talented tailback, Braylon Allen. We thank you for joining us. Jason Benetti, Brock Heward, Allison Williams down on the sideline. And this is going to be an interesting fight here. Wisconsin likes to slug it out. Washington State a little bit sleeper.
Yeah, and we're 4 plays in, and it's 3 runs for those Badgers, and it's Wazoo all over the line of scrimmage. Linebackers stunting, line slanting. So many bodies thrown at that line of scrimmage to stop the run first, because if you don't, against this team in this building, you don't have a chance.
Loss of 1 on the first down carry, and Allen is swarmed again. He goes down behind the line one more time. Brennan Jackson, the talented end, got him.
Yeah, he does a phenomenal job of setting the edge right here. This is where it starts. You have to set that edge first, and then look at the fast flow. Look at Deion Henley and the rest of the Cougs. This is heavyweight versus middleweight. And Brennan's about right in between them. He's one of the rare guys on that edge who can defeat blocks. The rest of them going to be about speed and finishing for Washington State.
Staying away from the big hands of those offensive linemen for Wisconsin. 3rd down and 12 for Graham Mertz. He goes down the sideline with a long ball. Safety help is coming, and it is incomplete. Derek Langford Jr. on the help of Allen.
And when you put all those bodies at the line of scrimmage, that puts your corners on an island. But Langford's a good one. He's been around for a while. 3 years there at Wazoo. He is 6'3". You see that length. These are physical receivers for the Badgers. They're not the speediest. They're not going to run by these Cougs on the back end. And that's an excellent job of using your length to knock away the go route.
Conversation between Paul Christ and his quarterback, Graham Mertz. Drake Owen back to receive the punt from Vunovich. There's a marker down. Owen at the 15, and he gets to the 20. The marker's back at the 2-yard line.
There's a flag on the play.
Reggie Smith.
There is no foul for an illegal substitution on the defense. Washington State had 11 players on the field. 1st and 10.
And so with that, we introduce you to Cameron Ward, who transferred from the University of the Incarnate Word in San Antonio, where he was a dynamic playmaker, the freshman offensive player of the year in the FCS in 2020. 47 touchdowns, Southland Conference Player of the Year, but he hasn't played in a stadium like this.
No, and even last week to a man, I think everybody admitted offensively, they got shook. 3 fumbles didn't help. Cam Ward just getting his feet underneath him. Expect the ball out of his hands today in a hurry.
There it is. Quick toss on a screen. Bernard Bell reaches across in stride and breaks free. Across midfield, he led him on the screen, and Bell takes it into Wisconsin territory.
You nail it. That is the whole key. Watch the little bubble screen here, and he leads him like a trackster, getting him started out of the blocks. Doesn't put it on his back shoulder, doesn't stop his momentum, and because of that, it's like rounding a 200-meter, and Bell with a chunk play.
That's a sharp turn and a gain of 43 on 1st down, and Eric Morris said we'll pick our spots, the offensive coordinator, for tempo here today. And so they're at the line quickly. Another pass on another screen. Lincoln Victor turns it upfield, and a nice 1st down gain. Max Lofi, the nickelback, came over to hit him after 6. Connor Gomnis is the center who brings everybody together on a shape-shifting offensive line from last year. Nakia Watson has played in a stadium like this. In fact, this stadium. He is a Wisconsin transfer after a couple of years in Badger Red. He is the tailback on 2nd down and 4. Ward down the middle and way behind the tight end Billy Revere, and it's 3rd down coming up.
And that's a touchdown, by the way. They scored on that same concept a week ago. He just misses it. Wisconsin defensively, they are a 3-4 base. Benton right in the middle. He's an NFL dude, and he and Gomnis are going to mix it up, something fun to watch. Herbig is quick as a cat, as quick as any edge rusher in college football. And on the back end, lots of moving pieces. Torchio, 100-yard interception return last week.
Movement at the line. This should be a free play, and they're going to blow it dead because Herbig was going to be unabated to the quarterback.
Offside. Defense. Number 19. Unabated to the quarterback. 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
Oh, you've done this before, Benetti.
Should take up that officiating thing.
Yeah, Herbig wants to get his motor started. He is so twitchy. That is great offense to draw him offsides and move the chains via penalty.
We spent some time with Nick Herbig yesterday. A very interesting young man who plays at 1,000 miles an hour. Ward again, a quick set, and this is off the hand of Bell, off target from the catch radius that time.
Gosh, and as good as that first 200-meter throw was, these are the last two. This is simple. This is just going to be a screen, one of many they will run. Receivers blocking downfield. If he puts it on him, you can see the crease. Cam Ward knows that. Those are the gimmies, the layups they missed a week ago. Can't miss many of those here.
We saw it with Texas, right? You can't miss when you're playing a team like Alabama. This field goal hurts the Longhorns. Here is second down for Washington State on its opening drive as they go empty. Ward climbing the pocket. They said they want to make him think a little bit. Jim Leonard, the defensive coordinator, mixing up the looks, and it's third down.
Yeah, they will do a lot of different things defensively. It'll look one thing before the snap, and this is what Jim Leonard's done forever. Look at your secondary. Look at these guys here. Showing one thing before the snap. After the snap, you're going to get a very different picture. And oh, by the way, you're going to feel that rush come down on you. Big third down here. Protect the football and protect your field position. If you're Washington State, as Leonard looks on.
Sixth-year defensive coordinator, former Badger. Third down and 10. Ward hopping. Turner had a read on him. Over the middle, intercepted. Picked off by Lofi. And the Badgers get the first turnover of the ball game. You said it, can't have a mistake. There it was. We'll take it a break with our Progressive Insurance game flow as the Washington State Cougars and the Wisconsin Badgers are together in a scoreless tie. Wisconsin had a 100-yard pick six last week. They have an opening drive interception for Max Lofi, who came in playing in the dime package, and he picks off Cameron Ward to set up Wisconsin's second drive. Raylan Allen waiting for the spot to arise. He gets a yard. Back to the pick.
The good and bad of every single play. Watch Nakia Watson here. This is very good. He's going to help on who? Herbig. Great job here blocking, giving Cam Ward an opportunity. Now this is the key. Look at the safety, Max Lofi here. They didn't do this in the Southland Conference versus Incarnate Word. He is reading. Look at the ground he covers all the way across the field to come back and pick the inexperienced Cam Ward off.
Talked about it. Wisconsin wants to change looks, make him think. Here is Mertz on the run. Graham Mertz sliding after a first down for Wisconsin.
This is the evolution of a fourth-year quarterback. Young QBs, what do they like to do? You saw it with Cam on the other side, like to try to scramble out of the way. Nope, come step right up into the pocket. There's the unblocked defender. Kind of like that corner at the end of the Texas game. He's unblocked, but what does Graham Mertz do? He slides up into the pocket. He trusts the people around him. He wasn't making that play over the last couple years, but a point of focus for Bobby Ingram and him to step into the pocket.
See the game slowing down for him as well. He's talked about that quite a bit this offseason leading into week one. Ches Malusi is the tailback, and he is absolutely engulfed by David Gusta. My goodness. Your former teammate, the offensive coordinator here at Wisconsin.
He didn't like that. He didn't like the center and right guard not communicating that block back, but it was fun sitting with Bobby yesterday. We knew it 20 years ago. For the Seattle Seahawks, when he was a receiver, he played the game like a quarterback. He studied the game like a coach, and it was only inevitable that one day he'd be doing this, calling plays at the Power 5 level.
He and Paul Christ have collaborated on play calls after 1 week. They had a relationship from 10 years ago at Pitt. Mertz loads up with some touch down the sideline for Marcus Allen, and the marker comes flying in from the backside against Shaw Smith-Wade.
Pass interference. Defense, number 6. 15-yard penalty and automatic first down.
Yeah, just a lot of pushing. You see Shaw Smith-Wade try to get his head around there. Shaw Smith-Wade, but it's just too late. Too much contact. But I love this. I love the trust that this is showing. Brian Ward, D coordinator. Obviously, Coach Dickert was the former D coordinator, facing Paul Christ, saying, you know what, we're going to load the box. And if you want to take shots down the field, well, we saw on the other side Langford make a tremendous play on 3rd down. At that time, Smith-Wade just a bit too much contact for Coach Dickert.
First down from the 40, Skylar Bell on the run. Bell, the freshman receiver, inside the 35. There is another marker down back at the Wisconsin 45.
I think that's going to be a block in the back as you see the Badgers and Bell making their way back.
Illegal block in the back. Offense, number 87. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
Taden Rucci, the tight end.
Yeah, this is a pretty easy one to see. Right on 13 right there. Right on Jordan Lee, the strong safety. And that's one of those that in time, Rucci's going to learn that I don't have to do that. Bell is going to feel that defender and make that cut off of it. Pretty critical, damaging penalty when it comes to real estate.
He might have realized it right then. You see him shaking his head over on the sideline.
And if he didn't, Coach Herring, the tight end coach, will reinforce it.
First down, empty set, wide side of the 39, and DK. Hey, there's still time to play Fox Bet Super 6 for a chance to win $5,000. Download the free-to-play Super 6 app now and pick 6 outcomes from today's game for a free chance at the jackpot. Enter now before the contest closes. Big day here at Camp Randall for Dickert over on the sideline for Washington State. He's very used to this stadium. Allison Williams will detail that, but what you need to know as a baseline is Dickert is from Waukesha, about an hour away from here, bringing in his Cougars to Camp Randall. 2nd and 11 for Mertz to the sideline, and Marcus Allen roaming free for a Badger first down.
A little bit of zone coverage here, kind of a mix-up for Wazoo, but watch this, thinking these safeties and corners, and everybody's going to be involved, Jason, on stopping the run first. And that time, Langford, while he has what they call cloud coverage there, press coverage with the safety behind, that time he sneaks in too far, and once again, the game's slowing down. Mertz sees it, he reacts to it, throws it right over his head.
Cloud coverage meaning what?
Yeah, he's just got press coverage there, zone behind him, safety behind him, and he's coming up to press that receiver.
Malusi, the tailback, to the outside for a couple of yards. Downstairs to the newest member of our broadcast team, we welcome in Allison Williams.
Jason, you mentioned Jake Dickert, and he described this opportunity to coach here at Camp Randall as a bit of a dream come true. He grew up in Wisconsin, played at Division III Wisconsin Stephen Point, and he'll tell you, I'm Wisconsin through and through. I mean, he even still has a cheese head in his office. This is the stadium he snuck into as a kid and tried to kick extra points. But what makes it so special isn't just the place, it's the people. Getting the opportunity to coach in front of so many that helped him get where he is today. They're rolling deep, about 200 strong today to cheer him on.
That's a lot of folks here, Allison. Thank you. And Malusi finds his way over the left side. A left-handed run game so far for Wisconsin. Look, you're not going to get a ton of touches when you're backing up Braylon Allen, but this is a very accomplished back in Malusi.
Yeah, he tore the ACL late last season. He missed all of spring. Started his career down there with Dabo at Clemson. Big-time recruit, right? One of these huge recruits, 4-star running back. Everything else didn't work at Clemson. Came here, was a starter. Ahead of that 17-year-old workhorse that came on late in the year. They feel he's fully back from the ACL. Those are two good bursts that show that recovery is sound.
Another recovered running back, Isaac Guerrero, checks in as a tailback as Wisconsin goes with Mertz rolling out. He drops it off for Guerrero, who's cut down by Shaw Smith-Wade. And second down coming up.
Well, I got to say this, Jason, just 10 minutes into this game, we knew that stylistically these two teams are built very different. But Graham Mertz said to us yesterday on the field after practice, said, man, Wazoo is fast. Yeah, the score wasn't indicative of it. It was only a 7-point win over the Vandals of Idaho. But you could see how quickly they move, their safeties, their ends. Just watching Deion Henley, number 1, that linebacker, that's a look at Travion Brown as well. If you're going to build a team speed-wise to keep up, you need it at the second level, and Wazoo's flying.
Allen back in, looking for a second gap, and he is taken down short of the 30-yard line by Quinn Roth, and it's third down.
But then on the flip side, Wisconsin's like, okay, you want to play the early rounds like this? You want to dance around the ring? We're not going to change our style. We're going to still run it, even if you've got a ton of numbers, because in time, those body blows set up play action. In time, those body blows wear down an undersized group.
Well, look, Wisconsin had the ball for $148 in the first quarter last week, so they just like running offensive plays in the first 15 minutes as well. 11th play of the drive. Mertz scanning. He's rolling out on a third down and 5, and he finally has to whistle it out of bounds because of the approaching Ron Stone Jr.
This is great defense. I mean, this is just straight man-to-man. Look at it. Everybody's face mask. Those DBs are staring at the receiver. There's nowhere to go. Cover the fade route. Cover the slant and the stick route. There's the slant backside. Braylon Allen on the fastest Cougar linebacker. He's sticky, too. Nowhere to go, forcing a 51-yard field goal attempt.
Vito Calvaruso, who was 1 for 1 last week from 28. Was hurt in spring, aggravated it in fall camp, a leg injury, but he is back to kick, and this is no good. Not close on the opening field goal attempt for Wisconsin. And Washington State so far has withstood a long drive and an interception for a scoreless tie, 11.5 in. Fox College Football is sponsored by Cadillac, Be Iconic, and by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need. This is the Dickert family tailgate. Mentioned Jake is from Waukesha, Wisconsin. You see in the middle his dad Jeff, his grandmother Marilyn, and we asked Jake about the tailgate. He said, look, we're Wisconsin people. Burgers, potato salad, brats, the whole deal. Family's here, his wife's here.
Yeah, they know how to do it right. They know how to tailgate.
He said at some point it's a dream come true, and we'll see how much of that has to do with the result today as well. Nakia Watson on the run, and downstairs for Allison.
A lot of eyes on how Cameron Ward responds following that interception. I watched him come to the sideline. He was staring straight ahead, maintained his composure until he sat down, and then he let the frustration out. But his teammates around him, guys, really trying to keep him positive, banging on his shoulder pads, telling him he's going to be all right. But this is really critical to his future success, according to his head coach, Jake Dickert. How does he respond to adversity?
Composure, body language, everybody's looking to him.
One came out a little wobbly, and it's third down.
And felt like last week, hey, listen, all this kid is known as success, Cam Ward. Played at a smaller level, wing T offense, well documented, and then he went to college at Incarnate Word with his OC, who's now still calling the plays here, the then head coach. And all he knew was, this is easy, football's fun. Throw for all these touchdowns, all these yards. Adversity for the first time in his career, hit him in the face a little bit.
Eric Morris, that coach talking about, said he did get a little bit tight. He had never seen him like that last week, so we'll see if it opens up today. Third down and 9 for Ward. They decide to run with Watson, and maybe a choice on the play call there about what we're discussing.
Well, when you throw a pick and you turn it over and you throw it late in the middle of the field, I don't care how much Jake Dickert trusts Cam Ward, and he said it over and over. He said in the preseason, he said it to us, he said, hey, listen, the most important decision maker in our whole program is that kid. Him, more important than me. But when you make that decision, as he did on that last drive, you take some of the decision making out of his hands and put it back in the head coaches to run the ball.
Jake Dickert told us 2 guys in the program can't have bad days, me and him being Cam Ward. Bobby's son Dean Ingram back to receive the punt, and it goes rolling inside the 10. He falls on it just in case it touched a Badger, and Wisconsin is backed up. Braylon Allen, the sophomore from here in the state of Wisconsin, who Melvin Gordon said is the next thing here with the Badgers. He gets it next. Take a look at Built for Success, presented by Rocket Mortgage. For the playbook on home loans, Rocket can. Look, we're at Wisconsin, so the offensive line is bound to be big.
Yeah, and these kids are talented. I mean, this is 4-star, 5-star, 4-star. Tipman's an NFL guy in the middle, and look at the length, 6'6", 6'7", nearly every single one of them.
Tipman's on Bruce Feldman's freaks list this year, 28th, as Malusi has a run of about 7 on first down. They were at nearly 3 yards a run before that so far behind that line.
Well, they've been dealing with an extra defender or 2, so those 5 can do what they can do against the guys in front of them. But man, kind of like Wisconsin disguises their secondary so well, Wazoo, what you're seeing before that snap is not where they're ending up. Lots of stunts, lots of slants, lots of movement. Hard for this O-line right now to count every one of them up.
Again on the ground, again to the left, and that's not a whole lot. 3rd down and 3 coming up.
And once again, that's Jordan Lee right in the mix of it. The Nevada transfer, the 5th year that came over to fill some gaps of a lot of voids in the Wazoo secondary. A lot of experience there at Nevada, playing with his buddy Henley in front of him, the coordinator. It's a lot of background, but more than anything, right around the line of scrimmage in this first quarter.
He was an All-Mountain West honorable mention player last year, who recovered 5 fumbles for the Wolfpack under Brian Ward. 3rd down, Mertz on the roll, and to give some ground, and a diving effort on the sideline. It is picked off by Marsh. Let's see what they signal. They're going to say it's a catch for Wisconsin, I believe.
It's a catch by the offense. It's
wow.
1st and 10.
DK reeled it in. I thought Marsh had this as he went to the ground, Brock.
Well, Marsh plays it perfectly. He sees what's coming. He jumps inside that route. He has it. Then it's simultaneous. And I think in the end, you see DK ripping it away from him. Yeah, Wazoo thought they had that ball.
Well, it looked like Marsh had it as he was going to the ground, but he never fully had control of it. Now they're going to stop play here. Dean Blandino is with us. So let's see if this is a replay review. It is a review. We'll talk to Dean on the other side. Marsh thought he had a pick. Did he? We will find out next. Fox College Football is sponsored by Pacific Life, creating financial security for more than 150 years. And by T-Mobile, more 5G bars in more places. Chimray DK with the catch, call on the field. Dean Blandino, what do you see?
Yeah, and Washington State took a timeout to give replay more time to look at it. It may only show up as a 3-yard pass in the stat sheet, but a lot going on. Ball goes through Marsh's hands. DK gets control and actually completes the catch. Even if it were simultaneous, that's going to go to the receiver. And this is a great call on the field. As you can see, DK is going to get control, have it as he rolls over, and complete the catch right there.
Boy, that is so close. Thank you, Dean. I mean, right there, Armani Marsh is right there. He pulls the trigger perfectly. He sees the route in front of him. He just can't secure it. And the strength of those hands of DK to rip it away from him. Huge play.
So Wisconsin keeps it late first quarter. Braylon Allen has had nowhere to go. Marsh came up to help stop him. Jordan Lee, the safety, was there as well. If you're evaluating this and you're Washington State, a scoreless first quarter.
Win on the road and absorbing a turnover as well. That is an absolute win. And right now their speed and the extra bodies at the line of scrimmage is why it's a 0 for Wisconsin.
The end of the first quarter.
Cougars and Badgers from Camp Randall. Nothing on the board so far on a beautiful September day. Welcome back to Fox College Football, sponsored by Geico. A lot of fans came in here to see at least a point or two in the first quarter. Didn't see it, but they did see the Badgers possess the ball a lot more than they did last week. And Bobby Ingram hoping to get this offense on track with just over 3 yards of play to this point. And Graham Mertz flushed out of the pocket again, and he throws incomplete. Third down to your clicker, Brock.
Well, you've heard me say this a bunch. Here was the first down run, and just count all the Cougs. There's the nickelback. There's the safety. You got 8 of them. They are daring you outside. Look at these matchups. They are daring Bobby Ingram to say, hey, when are you going to throw it? Right? When are you going to, or are you just going to run it into all of those bodies over and over and over again as they did in that first half, daring these Badgers to take a shot.
They go 4 wide, including Braylon Allen at the top of your screen. On a 3rd down and 8. Have to get to the 31, and he's got a first down for Allen.
I think you call this cushion. You could do maybe better analysis, but that's a lot of cushion. That's why you play man. Because you play zone and you drop back, you lose sight maybe of down and distance, and that's about as easy a pitch and catch as that guy's going to ever see.
If that is cushion, that is the softest living room sofa you're going to find. You just settle into it and watch college football all day. First down, play action. Mertz under pressure. It was Stone in there first, and Mejia closes the deal. Loss of 4.
Ooh, and this guy is all effort, man. Ron Stone, they held him back a week ago. He was a bit beat up, but watch him split this protection here. That's a play action pass I'm talking about. Here you go. Here's your shot. But the engine of these 2 guys, Jackson number 80, Stone number 10, they are relentless. He was all league a season ago in the Pac-12. His papa played a bunch of years in the NFL on the O-line. He knows how to get after the quarterback.
Did you say engine? Because we have all sorts of car comparisons that their defensive coordinator, Brian Ward, made for us. He referred to Ron Stone as the pickup truck of the group. 2nd down and 14. Mertz again having to move his feet. He's not had a clean pocket. That's Allen, and he's a yard short of the line of scrimmage.
And look at Henley just exploding in emotion as well. Jake Dickert said this to us yesterday. He said, you know what? Our offense, we're finding ourselves. Right? Don't have as much confidence. Defensively, we're in year 3. Right? Jake Dickert has been here building the confidence, building the foundation. They brought in players and a new D coordinator. And that guy right there a week ago, dominant. Tackles for loss, sack, an interception, 8 tackles. And he's putting his imprints all over this first quarter and a half.
Even having been on the field for most of this game to this point. A lot of energy on that Washington State side. Henley crept up to the line. 3rd down and 14. Mertz has a wide open Skylar Bell. They got 15 on 3rd and 14.
And man coverage has been a lot better than zone. Watch this linebacker right here. Know the down and distance, Travion. Know what they're trying to do. They're trying to bait you with that route underneath to get you to bite so they can throw it right behind your ear. We saw a really soft cushion on the 3rd down, easy completion. That's a tougher throw by Mertz. But again, the linebacker's got to keep his depth in zone coverage and not give up that room and that separation behind him.
A little confusion there for Wisconsin.
Calls their first timeout of the half.
Timeout, Badgers driving behind Graham Mertz on a 1st down off 3rd. When we come back. Fox College Football is sponsored by Geico. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. And by Wendy's Pretzel Bacon Pub Cheeseburger. It's back. On the banks of Lake Monona and Lake Mendota, Brian Ward's not happy.
No, he has been expressing that kind of look for the entirety of this break. because he knows he's been here before. He coordinated a defense that stopped the run in this building. In fact, when he was at Western Illinois, 3rd and 14s, you got to stop. I mean, that's just a play you have to make and get off the field. He knows they can't keep playing all these snaps over the long haul.
Skylar Bell is in motion at the snap. It's a gain of 8.5 on first down.
You see now 2 of these, all of that commitment. Look at the Cougars' eyes. They're all into that line of scrimmage, right? And this is the offset. If you don't want to play action pass because they are coming after you and blitzing you, we'll try to get outside the chaos.
Derek Langford Jr. comes hobbling off. So he is one of the most experienced guys in that secondary. Chris Jackson comes to play on the near side, the boundary side, on a second down handoff. Lucy runs right into Dayon Henley, who's been everywhere.
Gosh, he gets to the line of scrimmage in a hurry. And what a great story he is. Former wide receiver in Nevada, was just kind of misplaced, didn't have a home. And then they switched him over to linebacker. And usually those receivers turned linebackers don't have tremendous instincts and feel. But he does, and he has the speed to back it up.
He had 11 tackles in his first game, so the instincts were pretty decent for him, changing over from receiver. 3rd and 2. Malusi has it stopped. He is doused in the backfield by Andrew Edson.
Now just look at this chaos guard to guard here. Watch this mess that Wazoo creates. You got a left guard that's falling all over himself. There's nowhere to go. You got more penetration from these edge players. That time Edson into the backfield. That man Henley has set the tone, and the Badgers, well, they're going to go for it on 4th and 3.
What do you think? Run pass here?
Well, they're a run team. I love play action in these situations because the commitment the D makes.
It's a roll for Mertz. Garendo in front of him. He threw it behind him, and it's incomplete. Turnover on downs. Washington State is amped.
There's the play action. Typically, defenses are undisciplined on 4th down. They lose contain. They lose their eyes. But not Washington State. The undersized Cougs have had an answer for the heavyweight in their rim.
Fox College Football is sponsored by Coca-Cola. There's magic when we cheer together. As they are on the Washington State sideline. Shaw Smith-Wade got him the ball back here at Camp Randall. It's been more than 20 minutes of daylight since Cam Ward touched the ball with this Cougar offense. Jalen Jenkins, the tailback, has checked in to split out wide. On a first down for Ward, the transfer. That's a bullet down the middle for Donovan Ollie and a first down Cougars.
Just got to find some completions as the Cougars go up tempo here with a lot of pace for the first time today. Just a little spot route beat in the zone.
Ward to throw with a lob down the sideline. On target for the tight end, Revere. They call him the Viking, and his ship has come in. It's 1st and goal.
How many catches did he have at North Dakota?
None.
0. He had like 15 his whole high school career.
With the tackle.
But Revere on the wheel route, you knew they were going to come back to that concept. They've had it a few times vertically. A beautiful call and even better execution there from Billy Revere and Cam Ward.
And some touch from Ward. A laser on the first ball. That parachute drops in, so the whole range from Ward on 2 throws. And a 1st and goal, Washington State. Watson breaks 1 tackle, drives the legs forward, and gets knocked down by Herbig. 2nd and goal coming up. Kia Watson, the former Badger, would love to have a touchdown in his old home. He's got a bunch of friends still on this Wisconsin team. Give it to him again, and he's in. Nakia Watson, the former Badger, has the opening touchdown, and he is hearing it and maybe giving it back to his former teammates.
Well, one of his buddies is the Grizzly Bear nose tackle right in the middle, and if you're going to run between the guards, you got to handle Keanu Benton, and that's exactly what Gomez does. Even better, Hilborn, the left guard next to him, getting to the second level. I love that response. A little bit of tempo from the Cougs, right? Get your quarterback going, get your offense going, and put some doubt in this building of 75,000.
Last year, Nakia Watson was dog-sitting for Keanu Benton and his pit bull Tank. Now he is running by him after the Vikings set sail for a 1st and goal. The Cougs haven't seen the ball very much, but they've pounded it in first, 7-0.
Coming up on the State Farm halftime, it was a thriller in Austin as top-ranked Alabama and Texas went down to the final seconds. Iowa State and Iowa playing for the Cy-Hawk Trophy, and number 3 Ohio State hopes to avoid a letdown after last week's big wins. Join me, Acho, and Coach Chris Peterson at the half. Jason and Brock, back to you.
Mike, thank you very much. Matt Campbell going for his first Cy-Hawk Trophy, and Washington State, the offense was cold off the bench. Got it in 79 seconds.
And I love the mix to tempo. That Wisconsin D had been sitting there for 20-plus minutes of real time watching. And it came out flat, put them further on their heels. And for Watson, he scored 5 of those touchdowns as a Badger. That's got to feel awfully sweet.
Rendo watches this ball fly out of bounds, and that's not what the Cougars need. Downstairs, Allison.
Jason, we see the tempo working for Washington State. Look for Wisconsin to try and pick up the pace here offensively as well. Use some quick counts. Maybe catch Wazoo's defense on their heels a little bit. See if that can get the Wisconsin offense going.
Yeah, 2 plodding drives, Allison. 12 plays, 13 plays, but they haven't scored yet.
Well, Paul Christ has handed that play sheet over to Bobby Ingram up in the booth, but what Paul is doing is he's feeling it, and what he is feeling on the sidelines is what we're seeing, and that's Wazoo dictating defensively. Their stunts, their movement, their blitzes, constant communication between Bobby and Paul on most play calls, but after every series, and I think a little bit of tempo to start to dictate would help.
Motion from Bell, Mertz to throw, a quick slant, got it for DK all the way to midfield, and a 1st down. Here comes the tempo from Wisconsin if we're going to see it as they get to the line.
And there was picking on the backup corner. Maybe another conversation. Hey, let's keep an eye out for Derek Langford, the best cover guy for Washington State. Looks like he is out. There is Lockett 0. You also see Chris Jackson, number 2, the corner. Those defensive players have been so aggressive. There's a look at Chris Jackson.
Former Big Ten player. He was at Michigan State for a total of 9 games early in his career. Allen on the run along the left side. Gets free down the sideline. Best run today for the Wisconsin Badgers.
Yeah, and get outside. Your best lineman is your center, Joe Tippmann. Watch him lead the way here. He gets outside, the athleticism of the big man to do what? To dictate, to hit them first. Because if you get 0, any Braylon Allen, number 0, any green grass, he's going to cover it in a hurry.
Tippmann is Graham Mertz's roommate. Hayden Rucci, the tight end as well. Part of that household. Belusi is in on 1st down, and he gets it switching back down the middle of the field for a gain of 8, and the run game churning a little bit for the Badgers.
How about those feet? So much rehab, so much work goes into recovering from an ACL injury, especially late in the year. Jason had to miss all the spring, had to watch other people do it, but did the work in the quiet hours to get himself back. And man, those feet look as elusive as ever.
71 carries at Clemson in his first couple of years of college ball. Now here at Wisconsin, 2nd and 2 for the Badgers. And they'll go there again to the short side. He got by Henley and picked up the 1st down.
Found a little something here. Get outside. of that tackle box. All of that movement, those linebackers flying to the line of scrimmage, and for one of the first times running through Deion Henley's arm tackle here. But the difference, instead of letting Washington State get that head start and run between the tackles, you're moving that aiming point to a little more outside run this series.
For a Cougar defense that's been on the field about 19 minutes of this first half. Malusi again right up the zipper. He's got a couple of yards. Francisco Mauingoa, who got wiped out by Tipman a couple plays ago with a tackle here.
They've seen plays like that in this building. How old is this building?
Since 1917.
I think they saw that play in 1917 with a linebacker and a running back right in the hole. And who wants it more? And that time, Mauingoa was able to get his pads lower and finish the tackle.
It's been a state fairground. It's been a Civil War training ground on this site. And now it's the site of one of the loudest football stadiums in America when the Badgers score. Mertz trying to do just that. Right on the hands of the tight end, Condit.
Man-to-man coverage. Your most athletic tight end on a corner route here on the linebacker Brown. They got him in zone coverage earlier. This time it's straight man-to-man, and it took a perfect throw to do exactly what you said the reaction would be, ignite the fans.
Doesn't take much here. Graham Mertz said before the season, big play Clay is back. And his tight end has his first score of the year. Couple of Kansans get together for a Wisconsin touchdown to level it at 7. Welcome back to Fox College Football, sponsored by Geico. They have packed him into the student section today here in Madison, and very quickly a Badger answers. 6 plays, 65 yards.
You know, he used to have the flowing locks too. He kind of trimmed it down, got leaner and meaner. Had to replace a go-to guy in Ferguson for so many years. I think he was here 9 years playing tight end. But tight ends have always been a weapon. It's just the running backs, tight ends, difference makers, big time to beat man coverage.
Travis Beckham is here today, going into the Hall of Fame here, one of those tight ends. They lost Kendrick Pryor and Danny Davis before this year as well, so Wisconsin replacing a lot of production in the pass game. And there is a 7th-year guy in his own right, Bernard Bell, back to receive for Washington State. They will have it from the 25-yard line. You want to go on a little journey here? Go on a little vacation with me?
Sure.
Cameron Ward from the University of the Incarnate Word in San Antonio. Stadium 6,000 capacity. Get on the plane. I know you're in first. To Pullman, 32,000 plus. And now he goes from that first home game to about 80,000. They've rearranged some seating on a renovation, but it's a lot of people for a kid from a town in West Columbia, Texas, of about 4,000 himself.
You live for these moments, to play in the cathedrals that are college football. This is one of the great ones, a memory forever.
This attendance today will outgain the attendance of his entire season at the FCS level, and he seemed to be up to the task so far.
It was cool watching him yesterday, right? They didn't do much football. They just came in the building and walked it. And took it all in and absorbed it. And for a bunch of these Cougs, they've been in the Rose Bowl, they've been in Husky Stadium, they've seen big stadiums. But to get to play out of conference in a venue like this, with fans like this, that's what you live for.
Jenkins to run on first down. Now Ward scrambling, climbing the pocket, and he crumples down at Muma Jongmeta's arms. It's 3rd down.
This is the one element that Coach Leonard, Jim Leonard, the D coordinator of Wisconsin, was concerned about, because in most of these air raid systems, an excellent rush there by Mullins, but the QBs look for an outlet. They always want to find a receiver. Cam Ward's got the athleticism, the X factor to extend plays, but 3rd and 8, you better block Herbig off the edge.
He is a major problem, the young man from Hawaii. Single blocked, he got there, Ward felt him, and he flicks it upfield for Ali, who is taken down immediately. Latu got in there, 4th down. Lofi as well.
And the pick earlier, big time tackle in the open field, but this guy, not many times are they going to leave him one-on-one. Nakia Watson, we watched him chip earlier. Well, he threw a little fin out there that time, but that push and that pressure, and you said it exactly right, Jason, the QB feels it, and you just feel him looming. You have to step up, out, and in the open field, Lofi makes the tackle. Good look at Jim Leonard there. What a blast every time we get to talk to him.
He's a really thoughtful guy, smart, analytical. And this is not a good punt from Haberer. And you feel the pendulum swinging in a loud way at Camp Randall. There is a marker down on the kick.
Just when you think, right? You take the first swing, you're up 7, you got them on their heels. Wisconsin is so patient, and Coach Dickert knows it. He's been in this building. He's watched this opponent for years and years growing up. They won't flinch, and they sure haven't.
During the kick, holding, receiving team, number 53. 10-yard penalty enforced from the end of the kick. 1st down.
I like Reggie's explanations. They're very thoughtful, very deliberate. It's like you... Wisconsin has it back after the penalty inside the 40-yard line. Mertz catapults down the sideline. Marker in. It's too long for DK. We'll check the flag on the sideline at the Washington State 48.
It's going to be a hold on the corner, I believe. Again, picking on Chris Jackson in for Derek Langford, who's out.
Prior to the pass, holding. Defense, number 2. 10-yard penalty, an automatic 1st down.
There's that shot play, so patient, but right here, Jackson, number 2. DK, the most explosive of the Wisconsin receivers. It doesn't look like much, but what these officials I've learned over the years, they look for indicators. And that hand goes on a jersey, or there's just a slight tug. You're not going to get away with it. You can use a little body shot, right? You can use that forearm in the ribs, but you grab at the shoulder pads. You're going to draw the penalty flag.
So a 1st down for Wisconsin, and they will run. Will counteraction for Allen. He keeps his feet, and that's what he did last week on the 96-yard run. He ran into the dust pile and came out of it.
Well, this is tough. Armani Marsh is the unblocked defender. You're going to see the nickelback come in here. Once again, committed. He beats the block, and the teaching point all week was grab the leg. Grab that leg and do not let go. His aiming point was pretty good. He didn't go high and get bounced off like a BB on a tank. He tried to reach for the massive leg, but he just could not hold on.
That was the visual from the head coach, Jake Dickert, this week. The BB off the tank. Don't be that. Quick hit outside. It's a 1st down, Wisconsin, for DK, who's been active here in the 2nd quarter.
And this is Wisconsin run-pass option. Everybody else does it, right? Faking a handoff or whatever. That time, Mertz just sees the off coverage, the whole line, the running back. And the key there is the running back has to sense that. They're so downhill, and Braylon Allen that time step back and let Mertz just throw it out to DK. Run-pass option a little different than everybody else in college football.
Yeah, that's the upper Midwest RPO that you see here in Big Ten country. Allen the tailback. Quick play action for Mertz. He has time to scan. There's a marker down as well. We'll see if this stands for DK on a 1st and goal. It's back typically where holding exists at the 41 in Wisconsin's backfield.
Hands to the face on Jack Nelson.
Personal foul. Hands to the face. Offense, number 79. 15-yard penalty. It's 1st down.
And this is Quinn Roff, yet another defensive end for Wazoo. Just pretty obvious right there. They roll through them, man. They're going to play all 6 defensive ends today. Edson and Jackson, Stone, that time Roff making the play. Falatea, Stevenson, you will see them all. Throwing the artillery at this offensive line, and the effort of Roff on that inside move. The hands obvious. Nelson to the helmet. That's a big-time penalty.
He wipes away a 25-yard gain. Instead, it's 1st and 25 for Wisconsin and Graham Mertz. He goes to the sideline, and Allen has it batted away. Shaw Smith-Wade recovers, and it's 2nd down.
Terrific play here. Perfect timing. That is so hard to do. You're out there, you're all by yourself. We've shown it a bunch. These corners have been in one-on-ones. Can't go through the receiver, got to go around him. And then the perfect, exquisite timing to knock the ball away. Beautifully done by Smith-Wade.
He threatened to go through him, kind of held himself back and got the hand across. A big interception last week for Washington State late in the first half against Idaho. This is a run for Allen, showing the feet inside the 40, and it'll be 3rd down and about 12.
Showing the feet and the patience. Love to say here, Wisconsin, slow to explode through. So you can have that vision and that balance, and then the next gear, put yourself in the 3rd down. This may be 2-down territory. You don't have to get all of it here on 3rd down.
Right now it'd be about a 55-yard field goal, but you can chisel away at that with a medium gain even. 3rd and 12. Mertz launches left side. Allen incomplete. Smith-Wade was on him again, and Allen is hurt down in the end zone for a moment.
Well, you saw this coming from a mile away, one-on-one. Everybody's coming. You're just in man coverage. Look at the eyes. They tell you everything. That time you put your hand on, but you don't impede the receiver. And once again, pretty good timing. The faithful want a penalty. That ball is in the air. I like that no call.
At that moment, was the ball catchable even? So, punt time for Wisconsin. Owen back to receive. And there are 2 Badgers down there. Bobby Ingram's son catches the ball inside the 5, and time now for our Pacific Life game summary, sponsored by Pacific Life, creating financial security for more than 150 years. You don't have to use your telestrator to circle the time of possession. It's in neon lights for everybody at home.
Yeah, it's a pretty big drive then for Washington State here. You want to help your defense out, who have played their guts out, who have been flying around with a lot of personnel. If you're Cam Ward here, most importantly, what you drill on in training camp is get this first down. Right, couple timeouts for Wisconsin. You just know, heck, just one first down. You get to halftime, you get the ball to begin the second half, and you can't give it back to them.
Wisconsin has 2 timeouts left. Tough snap to handle. He does get it out wide, and Lincoln Victor turns it upfield, and there is right around that first down. He will get it, it looks like. Let's see. So it is just short, and Ward is drilled. Kamoy Latu from the safety spot barreled into him.
Yeah, and Ward does not even see him. Sometimes you get in these moments and the game is sped up, and a young quarterback is not looking and scanning that formation and his protection. And this is dangerous, not only to the rib cage, but good thing he protected the football.
Herbig and Latu, best friends, came together on the left side. We're back in 30 seconds. Coming up at the half, stay tuned for Mike Hill, Emmanuel Acho, and Chris Peterson for the State Farm halftime show. Some of the stories they're covering, that great game in Austin. The Buckeyes are back at it once again. Washington State didn't get the first down on the spot on the first play of the drive. This is a quick hitter, and Cedric Dort climbed on Ollie. Wisconsin will see the ball again with 1:06 to go.
Oh, this is a 6-year veteran here. You're going to see him right here. Once again, just the eyes tell the story here. He's just jumping right away on the route. I got to be honest, Jason, it was a tough spot on that first down play, but I really felt like just the momentum of this game, and what you want to do is get this game in the second half. Just find a way. Don't drop back. Just get one first down, and if you go to halftime, you make Wisconsin burn the timeouts, you get the ball to begin the second half.
Especially on 2nd and 1, right? Once you're there. Haberer to punt. Ingram on the return. He just downed one, and now he's got open space. Got a big block to the outside, and it's a short field for the Badgers. And Braylon Allen and Graham Mertz And look, Braylon Allen is a different dude when it comes to Wisconsin tailbacks, isn't he?
Yeah, this top 10 list all time, you can see them. They're all here. Remarkable. One thing that stands out, they're all under 6 foot tall. This cat's just different. I mean, they're built similarly with the legs and the power. I love the brotherhood they have here. And talking to Braylon yesterday, saying, yeah, man, it was really cool when Jonathan Taylor reached out to me. You know, in the midst of all of his success, they care about one another. But he's as big and bad as they've been here in Madison.
First down, Mertz. Braced for the pressure, and he throws it out of bounds. It's incomplete. That's no good. It's second down. And talking to Graham Mertz while he was there with Braylon Allen and us, he said, no. Braylon might downplay it. When he got a text message from Melvin Gordon or Jonathan Taylor, he took his phone and he put it up to my face and said, look who's texting me. And Graham said, well, I've been here for a while. I kind of forgot that feeling. I got used to knowing all the Badger greats, but it's new for this kid at 18. He's out wide. Allen is on second down for Wisconsin. Pressure again for Mertz. Backpedaling and incomplete. The crowd wants a flag against Lockett, who's clapping it up. And it's third down.
Ooh, and this is going to be another very tight one. Watch the right arm of Lockett. Typically, when you go through the tight end, you're going to see it at the end of this out route. Watch number 0's hands here. And that arm around the waist. I will say this, they've called it pretty consistently. I mean, they have not called the ticky-tack pass interference. Going to have to play through contact.
Third down, Wisconsin now. Mertz down the middle of the field, right on the money. Keontez Lewis. The safety was coming, but not on time, and a gain of 40.
A little bit of tempo here from Wisconsin as well after the deep shot finally connecting. There have been no shortage of those explosive shots down the field, but for the first time reception for Lewis.
The transfer from UCLA, and now we have a whistle and a timeout. Washington State
Called for a second timeout of the half. 30 seconds in length.
Lockett was coming, the safety, Brock.
He was, and that's again picking on someone not named Smith Wade. That seems to be where the success is. That time it's Cam Lampkin who's trying to defend this deep ball. They've not been able to get after Smith Wade. Lockett's unable to get out of center field to help his buddy on the perimeter. And Mertz showed some emotion there as they took that time out. And so did that young kid. First reception as a Badger, first in college football after 0 in Pasadena.
Yeah, 11 games at UCLA, but no catches. And Paul Chryst pointed that out about Graham Mertz this week as we were talking to him and his coaching staff, that on a couple of the big running plays last week, Graham Mertz was the first in there to celebrate. And you see the emotion off his pass there and hustling down the field to be with his guys. He has been a team guy, and he's hoping the numbers reflect that this year.
And that should happen in a natural maturation as a third-year starter.
Allen is down at the bottom of your screen.
Love tight ends over the years in these situations.
And a whistle before the snap. A marker has come in.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. It's first down.
Coaches love that out of a timeout.
That's about as much emotion as you're going to get out of Chryst.
That's right.
I think you were expecting him to have negative emotion.
No.
Not going to happen. But also, that can't happen, to your point, after a timeout. Same formation, and watch that tight end in the slot.
85 Cundiff. Mertz looks down the middle. One-handed try for DK, and it's off his hand. Second and goal.
Ooh, this is a tight throw. This is a trustworthy throw, as you're going to see DK come inside. Windows get tighter in the red zone, and those collisions with safeties, be careful as a quarterback throwing your receiver into them.
discussion in the Washington State secondary. There's an uncovered receiver, Allen, at the bottom, and now they finally do swim somebody over that way. It's down the middle. It is the tight end, Cundiff, and he's got 2 scores this afternoon.
And this is the advantage of being 6'3" and 240 right here. You're just going to body up the undersized safety. Jordan Lee does all he can. But it's like posting somebody up in basketball. Just put your big frame, give your quarterback an opportunity to make that entry to the post. DB can't get around. He's looking at the umpire. It's a 2-touchdown day for Cundiff.
Ed Feaster, the umpire, might have been the MVP of that play, getting out of the way. He's gone from big play Clay to all-day Clay. 2 scores for the Wisconsin tight end, and we're back in 30 seconds. Wisconsin punched it in quickly. However, it's a drive that maybe shouldn't have ever happened.
Yeah, it's one of those situations. It's a fine line. But as far as game management goes, as you see Cundiff still excited, game management goes, Jason, you're at 2nd and 1. Just run the ball. Do not give Wisconsin another possession. Washington State gets the ball to begin the second half. Jake Dickert, his crew offensively said, no, we're going to stay on the accelerator. I get it. You haven't run many plays. He's shaking his head knowing against this opponent, don't give them an extra possession. That never should have happened.
Bobby Ingram gets Wisconsin into the end zone, and Bell is smothered.
Keanu Benton gets in the backfield, the nose tackle. He did it 4 times a week ago, big number 95. He beat the center right in the face of the quarterback, and no panic. That's the poise Allison was talking about, the composure. I don't know if he makes that play in the first quarter of this game. It was well done to begin the second half.
Staring at the student section, all in white for Wisconsin. It's a throw to the outside, and Bell off another screen play for the Cougars and a first down.
This is terrific again. That same route they ran earlier, we called it the 200 meters as he led them. You see Ward takes a shot once again, but he puts it on the right shoulder of Bell there to give him an opportunity to move the sticks. And there's our guy again, the ice fisherman, Mr. Benton, the nose tackle, can play in the NFL one day. Making his presence felt here.
You can see why he was a great wrestler back in the day. That takedown, although it's a first down for Washington State. Ward looking left, now rolling right. Wants to throw it back. And Ward just flips it out wide, and he's going to lose yardage. Nick Herbig with a big hit on Jalen Jenkins, the freshman. Listen to Herbig here.
What did he say? I want to run right through their face. I asked him, why you never stop? That's the thought that goes through his mind.
His dad told him that when he was younger. He wants us to run.
Defensive guys are just different, man.
In a big way. 2nd and 13 for Cameron Ward. Hopping into a throw down the middle with some pace, and it's incomplete. 3rd down coming up.
Gosh, this is really good. A 100-yard interception a week ago on a similar play here. Look at the 5th-year senior Torchio. The walk-on, he is doing nothing but staring at the quarterback. He's watching his mechanics. And the minute Cam Ward goes to set up, he breaks on the route and separates it from the 7th-year veteran Bell. Can't do it better than that.
Torchio called his shot last week. He told Herbig he was going to pick the ball off, and he did. Great read that time to set up 3rd down. Ward, short set, down the middle, and it is reeled in by Ali, and he's going to be just short of the line to gain, and another decision for Dickert.
A game of inches as that barely escapes the fingertips of the linebacker, John Mehta, and what tremendous concentration from Ali to haul it in.
They're going for it. 4th down and 1. And movement at the line and frustration for Ward.
False start. Offense, number 52. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Cameron Ward, he wore this one. You can see it here.
Yeah, he knows when you get down here to the red zone. Ask the guys down in Austin when you're playing an elite team. You got to score touchdowns. Can't settle for field goals and self-inflicted mistakes before the snap like that. Come back and bite you.
So it's up to Dean Janikowski, who was 1 for 3 after misses from 23 and 51 last week against Idaho. And this field goal is up, and it is good. He got it through. Could have been 7 for Washington State. They settled for 3. Wisconsin 14-10. Fox College Football is sponsored by Progressive. One thing no one would ever challenge: protecting your home and car with Progressive. And by Cerveza Dos Equis. Get a dose. Please drink responsibly. The penalty against Washington State affected the drive in a major way.
Everybody moves but the center and right guard, and you can see Cam Ward clap, and everybody hears it but the center and right guard. There's the clap. But they're right into the teeth of that student section. Give all those folks that penalty. You can see Gomez, I can't hear that clap. It's why many times on the road in environments like this, you see the silent count, right? The guard will tap the center. That's quarterback's foot, because counting on that center to hear amidst all that noise and chaos can be difficult.
They make that change then next time they're down there?
They could. It's hard to do in game, just mechanically with the rhythm of what you're doing.
Settled for 3. Guerrero back to receive for Wisconsin. And he approaches to take it into the 20-yard line. And off the spin, he'll get to about the 22 if they give him forward progress. And downstairs to Allison.
Well, guys, you know, it's been so fun watching Braylon Allen. And what's crazy to think about is he really had to learn the position here at Wisconsin. And a big reason he was able to is he was under the tutelage of running back coach Gary Brown, who sadly passed away. But he carries his message with him on his cleats. He has on his cleats during warm-ups, take the shackles off your game. That was something that Brown was constantly telling him. It's a reminder to be himself on every play, do what he has to make that play happen. He said our relationship was so special. It was bigger than football. And it's something that he really tries to carry with him into each and every game. One of the last things he was told by Coach Brown, you're going to be unstoppable this year.
Coach Brown lost his battle to cancer, that entire running back room, and Coach Christ, a very meaningful trip with them this summer, celebrate Coach's life and the impact he had on so many. And you have to think of what that kid did at 17 years of age for most of the season, still just 18. Pretty remarkable stuff.
And what Gary Brown meant to him transitioning from defense to running back. Mertz down the middle, incomplete. It was actually Graham Mertz as a flag comes in. Graham Mertz was the guy who texted Braylon Allen, and he said, I've seen your highlights. I kind of want you on offense here.
Personal foul. Chop block. Offense. Number 74 and 0. Penalized half the distance to the goal. It's second down.
It's Furtney, the right guard, and Allen, the tailback.
Yeah, this is right up the middle, and this is the phase of the game. Protection that's often the hardest. These two right here, the most difficult. You go for the legs. You can't have any upper body contact then, albeit very slight from Furtney. Trying to protect those defensive players, rightfully so. But that stepping up in protection, it's an area of growth still in Braylon's game.
While it wasn't simultaneous contact, it fits the bill high and low. This is a screen to the receiver, Bell, and off the juggle. He gets not much. Antonio Poulet III got the stop, and Washington State sets up a 3rd and forever.
Well, if you were wondering, was there enough gas in the tank for Wazoo, who had to play 47 first half snaps? They play a lot of personnel, and they rotate those defensive linemen. They rotate those ends. They rotate a lot of that personnel in the front 7, and they've come out of halftime flying around just like Poulet's hair.
It's a good look, by the way, for Antonio Poulet from Pago Pago in American Samoa. 3rd and 19. It's a draw for Wisconsin. Cundiff got a block and just a handful of yards. There's one of those ends, Brennan Jackson, who made the stop. And Brian Ward, his defensive coordinator, Jackson's defensive coordinator, said he goes full throttle all the time, which led us to ask, well, if that's the case, what car is he? And he described him has a tank that drives 75 miles an hour.
Yes.
Drives over sand dunes hard, and then he said, you know what, if not a car, he's one of those bulls from Pamplona. So pick your comparison. Owen back to receive, and he has to field it inside the 30, and Latu, the big hitting safety, tracked him all the way back there. What a play. 52-yard punt, and that's the net because of Latu. A little Bowie for you. Today's game was featured on the free-to-play Fox Bet Super 6 app. One of the questions in today's contest was, how many total points will there be in the game? There will be chances to win all season long, so download the app and play for free. Brock, Washington State has traveled pretty well to this game. We ran into a lot of Cougar fans on the way in here. First down run, Jalen Jenkins on the accelerator for 8. Downstairs, Allison.
Message to the Washington State offensive line after that last drive was to communicate and get your eyes in the right spot. What they're seeing is different than what they repped in practice, so they really have to make sure they identify what their job is each snap. Remember, that was one of the goals for Wisconsin defensively, to try and make this O-line think.
And there it is.
Because Wisconsin has been a 4-down crew, or a 3-down, but really 4 rushers. Very different with all the dime today.
Jenkins again had an early fumble last week. They went back to him because they love his upside, and there he scrambles for 13 and a first down.
And you see it, right? I mean, he's got a different gear than anybody else. They said he may be the most explosive of any of our backs with the ball in his hand, and he is busting the angles of those Badger tacklers with his quickness.
He's coming off, and so that allows Wisconsin the opportunity to substitute as well. The official stood over the ball for a moment. Wisconsin didn't substitute. And on a first down with Watson back in, Ward claps and gets the ball and throws it out wide. Orion Peters put it on the turf.
Just classic fundamental football. You know what's coming at you. That linebacker is screaming at you. Jake Dickert knows it as well. You just got to secure that catch, and that'll run you, unfortunately, right off the field. When you miss that gimme, you're going to get hit anyway. You might as well catch it.
John Meta was talking to him a little bit, too. Standing over that spot on the field. Second down. Ward rolling out. Turner's after him. He dances backward and throws it out of bounds. Third down.
Just me, or does it feel like he's gaining in some confidence?
Looked like it there.
I mean, just a little bit of swagger, right? Just a little bit of, okay, I threw some in the dirt. I missed a couple throws, but man, I've hit a few. And this environment isn't too big for me. Go 3rd and 10 as they crank it up noise-wise. Might be.
Third down, Ward. Pressure coming, he got hit, and it's picked off by Jay Shaw. Now the ball comes loose. Herbig dives after it. Did Washington State get back on it? Victor punched it away, and there's a big fight for it near midfield. Herbig has it, but Washington State's getting the football.
As the ball was intercepted, fumbled, and recovered by Washington State on the ground. It'll be Washington State's ball, 1st and 10 at the spot of recovery.
So Herbig was saying that's mine, but they're saying that Victor and Washington State got on it on the ground, so it was dead.
I can't tell you how good this is on a few levels. I told you maybe 3rd and 10 would be too big, and it was, as Latu puts the lick on. The interception here from Shaw, but look at number 5, Victor, come back into the play. He's out of bounds, and he comes in and unloads. Maybe as hard a hit as we've seen anybody on this field today. He unloads on Jay Shaw. Change of possession. Cougars get it back.
And it's Gomez, the center, at the bottom of the pile, diving in to save it for Washington State. as Ward has it over the middle for Stribling, and second down coming up.
I can't tell you how good that is by Lincoln Victor. To not pout, to not put your head down, to not be frustrated, to come back. Watch him. He's all the way out of bounds. How many times getting blocked? And he comes back in and levels the boom, lays the boom.
Tremendous play by Lincoln Victor, the transfer from Hawaii. And it's third down for Washington State.
Former quarterback, that's why. Heads up play.
Yeah, all quarterbacks hit that hard. Third down and 3. Into the teeth of the defense, and he is stonewalled.
Okay, here's your decision. QB's got to make them during the game. Jake Dickert, your biggest decision yet of this game.
So that was a Jenkins run to set up 4th and 1. They're going for it. The Wisconsin native back in his home state. Dickert on the other sideline in Camp Randall that he snuck into as a kid. Fourth and 1 run. They've got it with Jenkins, the freshman, and a first down.
Well, Allison reported Clay McGuire, that O-line coach, wanted them to find their targets, right? Identify the front, get a body on a body, and if you do that, you're going to be able to get enough in the run game.
Cam Ward throws it wide, caught at the sideline. Ollie tried to tiptoe, and he stepped out of bounds.
Just to kind of double down on what Allison reported there, and Clay McGuire, the O-line coach, this is not what Wisconsin normally plays. Jim Leonard is mixing it up today. For Ollie, for Cam Ward, for the entire crew, playing a lot more dime packages, many more DBs than they have shown on game tape, and certainly did a week ago. So identifying those fronts, making those decisions between quarterback, center, communication, so critical.
See what they throw at him with Hallman, the defensive back, and the Badgers on second down. 4-man rush again. Herbig got yanked back. Ward flips it out wide. He's got Watson off the spin. The former Badger is in. Touchdown. Latu had him and couldn't tackle him.
We saw this earlier in the open field. One of the first possessions of the game, just a one-on-one tackle. You're right, maybe Herbig gets grabbed right there, but Ward's got the poise to extend the play. And then the ultimate team game does so many times come down to those man-on-man battles. And that time, Watson puts the spin cycle on the transfer from Utah. Mrs. Dickert liking what she's seeing.
Washington State, a heavy underdog by many coming into this ball game. How big of a play was Lincoln Victor's pop out? These Wisconsin tackles. 2nd and 17. Graham Mertz got it right on target. It's the tight end Eschenbach's first grab, and Jack Eschenbach from the south suburbs of Chicago has a Wisconsin first down.
Gosh, and zone coverage has been the challenge today. Washington State has played so much man. I'm going to say 90% man. But when they played zone coverage, they're just lost in space, right? They're just not communicating, and that's another one that you're just going to mark and say, goodness, if we just get to our zones and we understand the coverage, second and forever should not be that easy of a conversion.
It ends up with danger, Will Robinson. Okay. When you're lost in space. First down run for Wisconsin, and Allen. Shifty move. First down and then some, with a marker coming in behind the play again. We'll see if it stands, and it's not gonna. Mertz is already walking backward.
Holding. Offense number 75. 10-yard penalty. It's first down.
You hit on this point, and it was a point of emphasis for Washington State defensively. Okay, that's going to happen right in the middle, right there. Right? They wanted to make sure that Wisconsin just didn't get their hands on them right away. So that way you could see and create little space. So that if you can do that, and then when you're running away from them and you get tugged, which has happened now twice, holding calls follow.
And you create that penalty, essentially, right, is what you're saying?
No question about it. And that's that technique. You got to get your hands on them first.
First down and 20. And it's batted away. Sam Lockett III. Great read to jump in front.
But you see the difference? That is man-to-man. Right? You say, how let's play zone coverage. We got him backed up. Nope. What we do best is this. Play aggressive man-to-man coverage. When they've been beaten clean, taken advantage of, it's been a whole lot more in zone coverage than playing to their strength, that man-to-man defense.
Second and 20. Can they take advantage of that rushing attack? They will run with Garendo, and he's chopped down immediately. They got to get to the 36 in Wazoo territory on a 3rd down and 17. What a couple of games we've had today. Alabama and Texas down to the last second. Now here in Madison, Wisconsin on upset alert after a shutout last week. Two high safeties for Washington State. Mertz on the attack anyway to the sideline. It's Keontez Lewis. The Cougar sideline says incomplete. Lewis has it for the moment. It's a gain of 22, but let's see.
Clearly the foot is down inbounds. Does he maintain control? The foot is down. He's got control. The whole key is as he hits the ground. Looks like he keeps it secure. Well done.
Strong hands there. Now Malusi picking his way for 3 yards on a first down run.
But once again, on that 3rd and extra long, you play zone coverage. Your corner doesn't get underneath the route at all. You just have to understand what the defense is trying to do. You throw a corner right behind him. Bobby Ingram is searching over that play sheet right there. Been committed to the run game. Not a surprise at Wisconsin. But these high red zone opportunities, how many plays on there do you have to defeat that man-to-man coverage that you've been getting an awful lot of?
With DK in motion, they run away from it. And it's Malusi hugged down after a couple of yards by Chris Jackson, the corner, with a minute to go here in the 3rd.
4-down territory. Paul Chryst, head coach, to his first-time coordinator, saying, hey, you got 2 plays here.
You think so? I think they might take the tie. I don't know.
Those are the conversations you have. These are the moments that you build for. And these are the situations that Paul Chryst said, yeah, the only way you live through those decisions as a first-time coordinator is to make them yourself.
3rd and 3 first. It's a toss. Malusi behind Nelson. He got hit, and Henley finished him off. Jordan Lee got in there to slow his progress, and now here's that decision, Brock. And we might do it after a break. There's an injured player. It is Jordan Lee for Washington State.
And I think this 3rd down call is a call,
timeout for an injury.
Jason, that you do make thinking, hey, maybe we're going to go for it, but watch the speed once again of Deion Henley. He is reading it. He is seeing. He defeats that block. And after the stiff arm and hanging on for dear life, the rest of the buddies come and clean it up. I mean, that is team football. We've seen it offensively, right? Maybe the biggest play of this game with Lincoln Victor coming back in to help his buddies. And that time, Jordan Lee does what he can to slow down the forces so Henley can finish.
Henley is sideline to sideline. He is really fun to watch. So that's going to be the end of the quarter. There's a decision to make as Camp Randall will rattle. House of Pain will play. The Badgers will make a choice. All of that when we come back. From everywhere. everywhere, and now it's time to calm everything for the home fans. Vito Calvaruso for the tie, and that is well short. Washington State holds the line. 17-14 it remains.
That's 0 for 2 now, and that's part of the reason I talked about they're willing to make that 2-down territory on 3rd and 3. I don't think that was blocked. I think that was just a miss. I think Calvaruso's body language says, uh-oh. The guy that was banged up in camp, not really gotten into any rhythm, 0 for 2. I think the next time they're in that situation, they'll think differently.
Yeah, that just came off his foot funny, and Dickert, the Washington State head coach, is fired up. Donovan Ollie out of bounds on a first down catch in front of Samar Melvin. It's a gain of 6.
Big time drive. Big time moment here for Cam Ward. You know, there's a lot of time to play and more possessions, but when you get an opportunity and the opponent is flinching a little bit, missing a field goal, and you're up, this is a time where you step on the accelerator a little bit and put even more doubt in their minds.
The upside is through the roof. He was the top freshman in the FCS 2 years ago, Cam Ward. Now transferring up to the FBS from a town of about 4,000 in Texas. Wobbling snap again, and Watson gets driven back. No rhythm to that play, and the second time we've seen sort of a parachute back from Gomez.
And that happens when Keanu Benton is right on your nose. These two have been like a National Geographic scene of 2 grizzly bears going at it. And when that guy is breathing on you as a center and you know you got to snap and get right to him, it can lead to some of that dysfunction.
When tackles attack today in Madison. 3rd and 5 for Washington State. They back off. They rush forward. Here comes Herbig. And down goes Ward.
This guy is just made differently. His quickness is off the charts, and watch his hands. This is his favorite go-to. He is just going to chop and swipe, and he is not going to let Fifita get his hands on him. We've seen the efforts to chip on him, right? We have seen the efforts to get rid of the ball. You knew eventually at some point the best player on that defense was going to make an impact.
He said he learned his escapability from being a little brother. Bring the big guys in close, sneak around them. That's what he did growing up to save himself. And he's got a sack here for Wisconsin, who will have it with Ingram at the 35-yard line. Jump around had this place rumbling, and the Badgers will try to do it next. Fox College Football is sponsored by Pacific Life, creating financial security for more than 150 years. Band had this place rocking. Jump around did as well. The band under new management, by the way. Corey Pompey over the last couple of years, after a couple of decades worth of Michael LaCrone running the band, a highly regarded band here.
You turn over every stone, don't you?
Except for Rob. He likes being upright. Graham Mertz back to the steering wheel for Wisconsin. Jet sweep again. 3rd time they've gone to it, and Bell gets ripped down. Mauingoa, the middle linebacker, read it perfectly.
Yeah, these linebackers have just been a difference maker. The guys up front, too. Pete Caligas, the defensive line coach, on the insides has guys flying. But it's been these linebackers, been Henley. And this time, look at 51. Mauingoa come right down the line. There's not many teams that have this kind of speed at the second level. Between Henley and Mauingoa and even Brown, those 3 guys can all run sideline to sideline.
Again, the box is filled with Washington State players. Mertz has it tipped and incomplete. It's 3rd down coming up.
What do you see? You see another line stunt. What do you see? Relentless energy. And Stone there, we've called his name a few different times in his pursuit and effort. But that's just sneaky good football. And understanding I'm not going to get home, I get my hands up, and now a critical 3rd and 10. The Coach Dickert told Allison coming out of halftime, these are the plays we got to make.
Wisconsin has been very efficient on 3rd down, 6 for 12. They converted on 3rd and 14 in the first half. This is a 3rd and 10. Pressure coming from the safety spot. Mertzalov down the field. Lewis incomplete. And the marker does come in on Smith-Wade.
And that is a killer. I think it is the right call. Lewis is not going to make this catch, but I don't think Smith-Wade knows that.
He was trying to stop a touchdown that wasn't going to happen, Brock.
Defense, number 6. 15-yard penalty and automatic. First down.
I mean, that's the right call. He tackles him while the ball is in the air. What he can't judge is where it is. Once he's beaten, it is a lonely place for a corner. There is no way that Lewis was going to be able to adjust. That ball was over the wrong shoulder, but by jumping and diving and tackling, the penalty followed.
He's seen 21 points in lights.
That's
basically right. Instead, it's a first down, Wisconsin. Braylon Allen, the tailback. They feed Allen, picking his way right down the middle, dropping the shoulder and driving across the 45 to the 44.
You know what was interesting about that 3rd and 10 too? I was curious, how would they play it? And they brought the house. I mean, they brought everybody. They were not going to just sit back and zone coverage. They were going to try to dictate to that defense. It was Brown, it was Henley, it was Jackson, it was everybody up front that left Smith-Wade, who's been phenomenal. He's played a phenomenal game, and those are the judgments Brian Moore right here, defensive coordinator, have to make.
2nd down and 4. Allen changing direction and again pumping those legs into Lee. It's first down, Wisconsin.
Now you begin to wonder, all of those body posts, all of the sideline to sideline, the ton of energy this group has expended. The advantage is the Cougs play a lot of people. Just ran 2 more defensive linemen on and off of the field. But you wonder if all of those body blows start to make an impact in the final 11 minutes.
The preseason All-American carrying the ball for Wisconsin. Somehow he spun out of it. And Braylon Allen, if there was more room to roam on that sideline, could have run to Fond du Lac.
His hometown.
Officials timeout for an injured player.
That's what they talked about. He seeks contact to feel it and spin away. He's not just closing his eyes and running into contact. He uses that big frame. Again, kind of like a guy in basketball to feel, where's the defender? Where's the defender? Then I'm going to spin and I'm going to feel where they're not. It's a unique talent for a 235-pound back.
Injured player is Jordan Lee for Washington State in their secondary as we step aside with Wisconsin driving. Sponsored by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Legend after legend has come through here. Jonathan Taylor, Ron Dane, Monte Ball, Melvin Gordon, and the next in line, Braylon Allen. There's the name of Ron Dane from back in the 90s. Here is the guy who's heard from so many of those greats. Voluntarily, Jonathan Taylor reached out to him on his own. 2nd down run on a toss to Malusi. 3rd down and about 2 coming up. $75,000 plus in Madison, Wisconsin, has seen the Badgers trail for most of this second half after a Washington State touchdown on a halftime. 3rd down and 2 for Malusi, the tailback. It is him, and he does go straight ahead for that first down, a gain of 3.
A better push that time than we saw in the previous possession in a couple short yardage situations. And I'll just say it again, that game that I used to play growing up called Mike Tyson's Punch Out. And it just had that energy bar, right? When you were taking a beat and you're like, uh-oh, Okay, and this hasn't been a beating. The Cougs have largely dictated, but just the raw number of plays run between these two sides, the amount of time that defense has been on the field, do they have enough stamina?
Allen finds a crease. Braylon Allen with a marker coming in on the sideline at the 24.
That's an obvious hold on the left tackle. Excuse me, the center getting out there, taking down Henley and holding him to the ground.
And Allen is down on the sideline. His fists in the turf.
Hey, can you get back in the box? Yeah. Okay. All right.
Holding. Offense, number 75. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. It's first down.
You've seen this a ton, getting the center out in front. It's hard to do. You've got to be a tremendous athlete. He gets out in front, but it's here. It's Henley's speed. Henley forces that penalty because of his pursuit and his effort, and the only thing Tippmann can do is take him to the ground.
So it drives Wisconsin back to 1st and 17. Guerrendo, the tailback, with Allen over on the sideline. And here is Isaac Guerrendo with the speed down the fringe inside the 25. Hicks took him to the paint, gain of 10. How comfortable does Wisconsin feel with their kicking game after 2 misses already on the field goal side of things today from Calvaruso?
Not very comfortable, and especially you add in the fact Calvaruso missed most of training camp.
Aggravated an injury from the spring and has been dealing with that. 2nd down and 7. Guerrendo gets to the outside, but not for long. He is hit immediately by Tanner Moku, who came in for Lee.
Guys have been flying. Moku comes in for Lee, doesn't matter, right? You're going to come downhill, you're going to pursue, you're going to give immense effort, which is what these Cougs have done defensively.
11th play of the drive. Another run. Guerrendo found a seam and got wrestled down by Gusta after a first down.
Ooh, and Deion Henley took a chance here. The inside linebacker. See Paul Chris reacted. He doesn't like something, but you're going to watch him duck under this play. He's trying to use that speed and come underneath. He nearly does. He pulls the trigger. He nearly has a tackle for loss. He just misses, even with his elite speed.
A lot of run here and back to Allen, waiting patiently, and down to the 10. So Wisconsin sapping off a bunch of this clock here in the 4th quarter with this drive.
It's a beautiful thing about college football is stylistically you could still play the game the same way it was called 30 years ago in here. Right? There's no huddle, shotgun, and up tempo. Not in Madison, Wisconsin.
And they get running backs because of it. They get offensive linemen because of it. It's a 2nd down and 7. Allen, the tailback, again, nowhere to go, and finally he goes down. You have to wait for his knee to hit the deck because he's always live. Chris Jackson hopped in there, and it's 3rd down. There's another injured player for Washington State. It's Travion Brown, who's injured for Washington State. Calvaruso getting loose. He may need to try to tie this game. 3rd down on the other side. Welcome back to Fox College Football, sponsored by Geico. You come back to a 3-point game. Wisconsin has a 3rd down from inside the 10.
The consternation of a defensive coordinator, Brian Ward, of what do I play? How do I cover the weapons? And most importantly, you better find a good matchup for Clay Cundiff, the tight end. He's already got 2 touchdowns.
Graham Mertz. Pump fake. He got hit as he threw, and it's intercepted by Washington State. Into the arms of Mejia. Now he lost the ball. It's on the ground, and it's Wisconsin getting it back. There's also a marker in. That's the second play that's been like a three-legged pinball machine here at Camp Randall this afternoon. If it stands, it's going to be a Wisconsin first down, and that's why Mertz is smiling. If I'm reading lips properly, I see after the play as part of this.
Yes. And Ron Stone doing his best. Nick Herbig, an unbelievable rush off the edge to beat Logan Brown, the right tackle. Mejia, who once was 220 pounds when he came to Pullman, trying to put on his old tight end shoes.
The ruling on the field is an interception, fumbled and recovered by Wisconsin. It will be Wisconsin's ball. However, after the play, unsportsmanlike conduct for Wisconsin number 85 for pulling a man off the pile. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced from the succeeding spot. Wisconsin keeps the ball, 1st and 10.
That's a penalty every time if you pull somebody off the pile.
Yep.
It's Cundiff, the tight end.
So here's the rush. Same, I can repeat exactly what I said with Herbig. The swat away to not let the tackle's hands get on you. The incredible sack. And then here is Mejia, the defensive tackle, trying to be a running back. And Jack Nelson, if we gave credit on the other side to Lincoln Victor, you better give some credit to the left tackle, Nelson, to come in and do the same thing and knock the ball out.
Run down from behind by Mauangoa.
I don't think I've ever seen this in a game.
Two interceptions that led to fumbles on the same play?
Correct.
Yeah.
You?
All I saw once in the Cheez-It Bowl was 2 illegal forward passes intercepted by the same guy, but not this.
It's effort, man. It is want to. It's not giving up on plays on both sides. Look at the huffing and puffing and just the incredible effort today, especially from the road team.
They've been on the field for 74 Wisconsin plays, and Stone thought he was drawn off.
Offense, number 82. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Eschenbach, the tight end, moved. Smart play by Stone there.
Yeah, these edges of this defense, really both defenses, elite.
Allen split out wide, they go empty. Mertz down the middle, got it to Cundiff. Ball's out again! Washington State is on it. Sam Lockett.
Recovered by the defense. 1st down, Washington State.
Roth punched it out, and Lockett jumped on it.
Effort, effort, effort. It is what these Cougs have given. It is what, frankly, they did a season ago for their head man. When he got thrust into the head job, Jake Dickert, you just saw that team build and play hard no matter what the adversity. And man, do they employ a ton of different players in their personnel, but they're all doing the same thing and forcing that look from these fans of, my gosh, what is going on?
2 missed field goals, an interception that was fumbled, and now this fumble. Cameron Ward, another screen, dribbling, broke free for a moment to the 18. 2nd down, Wisconsin, 2 timeouts remaining.
Possess the football. Slow your heartbeat. Communicate as a group up front and just know that, hey, stay on the field, get some first downs. Just see those chains move right here. A wonderful leadership opportunity for Cam Ward.
who's only had the ball for 17 minutes this afternoon. He's got the lead, though, and the football right now. Second down and 4. Ward to Revere, who had a big catch earlier, and he's cartwheeled down on the sideline. Third down coming up. Torchio went low to upend him. Now, what's your call if you're Washington State?
I'm putting the ball in number 1's hands. I'm trusting him as a decision maker, and I'm reminding him his ability to extend the play, but you better block number 19 on the edge.
Herbig with the crowd behind him. Ward up to the line. 3rd and 2, it's a low snap. He's going to run for it, and he does have the first down. Instinct for Ward moves the sticks.
X factor of his athleticism. Movement there by Wisconsin. A snap that is grounded to him, and like an esteemed shortstop, a heads up to move the chains with his athleticism. Confidence builder.
His coaches wanted leadership. They just got it in action and in response. Ticking down to 3 minutes. Play clock down to 2. Ward keeps it, floats it, got it out wide to Victor, and Lincoln Victor, who had the huge play earlier to punch a ball free, has a first down.
How good is this? They've not done this today. This is old school triple option. Can hand it to the running back? Nope. Can keep it myself? Nope. Can dish it out there to Victor for the easy pitch and catch? Yep.
Now Wisconsin has to think about those 2 timeouts. Moving to 2.5 minutes, and a stunner today at Camp Randall. Nakia Watson, the Wisconsin transfer, on a stiff arm, keeps the ball and goes down to the 45 with Latu. Wisconsin timeout. They have 1 remaining, the Badgers do. Jim Leonard wants his team to get the ball back.
For an injured player.
There's an injured player as well. 2:17 to go. Turner is down. Wisconsin trails by 3 when we come back. Time now for our Jersey Mike's Above and Beyond. Be a sub above. 75 plays they've been on the field for the Cougars of Washington State.
I think they have played 13, 14, 15, 16 guys and 17 in their front. Multiple guys on the back end have come in with injury. They lost Langford early, the safety Lee. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who comes in. They have all played with just hair on fire, relentless energy. And their speed in that front has been the difference.
During the break, Reggie Smith, our referee, explained to us in the crowd that Wisconsin gets its timeout back. Because of the injury timeout, Wisconsin still has 2 timeouts remaining. And that may come in handy for the Badgers and Jim Leonard, who stare at a 2nd down and 6.
And again, I would just remind Cam Moore, man, the ultimate X factor that can defeat even the Jim Leonards is your athleticism if the play breaks down.
2nd down and 6. Watson on the run, first down, Washington State, gain of 11.
Can do it better up front. Watch the big fellas pull around, get a hat on a hat, knocking people off the ball. And Nakia saying, yep, at one time I ran in this building. I know how to run and finish in this building. And Washington State is a first down away from sending the hometown faithful away disappointed. Not him, not his hometown, not his home state.
Oh, in Wisconsin, it looked like he was milking over on the sideline. On the signal in from Dickert. Another run for Washington State, and we are being told that Wisconsin decided to use the timeout on the back end of that. So they initially weren't charged, but they used it to stop the clock after the injury. So they're down to 1, and if they use this one,
calls their third and final timeout of the half. 30 seconds in length.
so there's your clarity from Reggie Smith, who had announced that they didn't take it. They used it on the back end of the previous play. So it is the final timeout for Wisconsin as we take a look at our Pacific Life game summary, sponsored by Pacific Life, creating financial security for more than 150 years.
And this was a bit of the difference in the second half. Cam Ward, the game slowed down. I thought that first half, he made some nice plays, but the game has slowed down in the second. Wisconsin is going to look right in the mirror. 2 missed field goals and a fumble right here late in the game. And when you play to the style that the Badgers play, right, you minimize possession, you eat huge chunks of time, a number of 11-plus play drives, you can't make those mistakes, because if you do, you'll be on the losing end.
1:38 to go before that happens. No timeouts left, and you got to figure they're going to keep it on the ground here.
Secure the football with 2 hands.
Washington State did fumble 3 times last week. It's Ward breaking to the outside, and he takes the contact from Herbig. 3rd down coming up, and the play clock will melt along with the game clock under 1.5 minutes.
Snap it at about 50. Continue to run the play. Take another 35 seconds off. You may just have to punt it with less than 10 or so.
Ample Cougar fans here from Pullman, hoping for an upset for this team that's been trending the right way since Dickert took over. Jake Dickert, the former Wisconsin Stevens Point wide receiver, back home an hour west of where he grew up. On the cusp of a huge upset today in college football. And Watson goes down. 4th down coming up, and a 6-second differential. Play clock to game clock.
Incredible. Look at Jake Dickert. I got it. I got it, Clay. I got it. I know what we're going to do here. We're going to take it all the way down, use timeout, and then really it's a snap and it's a punt. And I don't think he's let himself in any way think of how enormous this game is for him and what he's building.
For this program.
Cam Ward struggled a week ago, right? Even though he threw 3 touchdowns, it was efficient. He didn't play to his capability. They were tight. They were nervous. And you know what, Jason? Sometimes you come into a building like Paul Chryst building here.
Delay game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. It's 4th down. This delay game foul caused the running clock to stop and requires a 10-second runoff. Wisconsin will decline the 10-second runoff. The clock will start on the snap.
So what do you do here if you're Jake Dickert? Do you have the punter kick it? Do you run around for a while? What's your plan?
He is keeping his, no, it looks like his punt team on the field. No, his offense is on the field. I'd like to just snap, kick, and punt, but I understand this move. And Cam Ward, take as much time as you can.
On 4th down, Ward running and roaming. He's going to launch it. Ward down the sideline. Jake Dickert and Washington State come to their coach's home state. He said at some point it'll be a dream come true to be on this field. How about right now at Zeros with an upset win this September Saturday?
And how about Cam Ward? Made the move to the Palouse for moments like this. The game was not too big for him. He got better as the moment got brighter. An excellent play, executing it perfectly with 6 seconds to go. And that's a program changer. That is a player definer, and that is a head coach whose team played their tails off for him today.
Brock, how about that defense?
I ran out of adjectives. I mean, just relentless. How about the confidence to come into this building and play? What a win.
Downstairs, Allison Williams.
Coach Dickert, what was required of your team to come in here to Madison and leave with the win?
I can't really even speak. I just give all the credit to the team because since January they trusted the process. You know, we've been through a lot and they just kept pushing and they knew that this could happen. And I'm just so proud of these guys. They fought the whole damn game, and that's a good football team we just beat.
What are the emotions you're feeling right now getting this win in this place?
I just can't wait to find my wife and kids. It's a big moment. I'm just really excited and proud of our football team and proud of Cougs everywhere, and it means a lot.
Pretty special.
It is.
Thanks, Coach Dickert.
Well, Candace, Riley, Jet, and Jace, and the entire Dickert family. What a moment.
Wow. I love football. And I love college football, man. Wow.
There's a little extra, right? He had a cheesehead on his shelf when we talked to him over Zoom on Wednesday.
And team bought in, and most importantly, they believed. Responded to all the adversity, and just, it's a game changer. Congrats.
Final score, Washington State pitches a second half shutout to beat Wisconsin for Allison.